Congratulations on directing the latest episode of Power Book 4 Force. What was your reaction when you first read the script? What an interesting title, Warren Ice Cream.
Yeah, I was like, when I read the title, I was like, okay, these things don't go together, but I'm excited to see how we're gonna make them go together. And I think we did just that. You know what I'm saying? When I first read the script, I was like, oh, it's a lot going on in here, and it is, and so it's a lot to bite off and chew. But I was excited to get to it. There's like certain placements within the season that are like really exciting, and sometimes when you have like that second or third episode when you kind of start setting things in motion, like it's a lot to do, it's a tall order, and so I'm just glad I could feel it.
Yes, this is such a beloved show. I love this show. I love this season as well. How do you approach putting your unique stamp on an already established show like Force?
Yeah, so for me, I try to put my stamp on the performance. Like that's the most like inconspicuous place that you can like show out as a director, without sticking out like a sore thumb. So like for any series, it is important to be able to like fit in there and still like show yourself a little bit, but not too much. Because again, you go into these situations knowing it's a group project, and stuff like that. And so a lot of that is working with your DP and your camera department, because they know what the show look like. You can have a couple special requests and do things particular to your style, like I do. I have a couple of like particular kind of shots that I'm into, and they'll satisfy those for me. And otherwise, like they're killing it. I don't have to worry about that too much. And then it's also just consulting with your actors, and they know those characters better than anybody, and so they can help you keep the performance seamless, the arcs and stuff, and their trajectory seamless. So it's really like a group effort, but also you gotta check your ego at the front door when you coming into somebody else's house. You know what I'm saying? And I
Right.
do that, and I know that this isn't my thing, but I'm gonna take care of it, to the best of my ability for you. It's like your little baby, and I'm gonna take care of your baby. And then I'm gonna give you your baby back, and you might call me to babysit again, hopefully.
I love that analogy. I love it very much. You talking about the characters knowing their roles, basically like the back of their hands. Have you gave any of the actors any pointers, or you just let them have their freedom of acting control, particularly with Joseph Sikora? Did you give him any notes by any chance?
Oh man, I gave Joseph a ton of. Me and Joseph would sit like on the side of set and just have full blown conversations about Tommy and where he's been, where he's going, and stuff like that. And so like I love those moments in particular because hell, help me do my job, please. Um, I listen. I am not a stranger to no help, but again, it's just they know these things, and so like um, one thing that was really endearing to me at the end of me shooting my episode, I was shooting my last scene that I had with Joseph, and he brought me a card, and he had like graffitied my name on the front of it. And inside the card, it was like, you have helped me remember and learn things about a character that I've been playing for 10 years. And I was over there crying on my little Apple box and my remote monitors, because like that was so sweet to me, because he has been playing this character for a decade. And so for him to tell me that I helped him remember who Tommy Egan was. Because sometimes during the take or after one, I would go up to him, I'd be like, hey, bro, you're Tommy motherfucking Egan.
Right.
And he would just like, he'd be like, okay, yeah. And so when he'd go in there, he would be Tommy Egan. And he was very open to those things. And sometimes he'd be like, hey, shooter, can I come do this? Can I try this? And I'm like, hell yeah. Like, because we have takes, we have options, and like we want to get those options so we can like kind of craft that performance in the edit to an extent. You know what I'm saying? But it's so great to just be able to empower them to like try things, because that's a lot of times when you get your best stuff is when you just let an actor fly.
Oh, that is so beautiful, Cierra. You also talked about collaboration effort. What was the vibe like on set with you with the crew?
Man, first of all, I love the crew in Chicago. So what was so special to me about this episode is I had worked with more than 50% of this crew previously, a couple months prior, when I did my 2 episodes with the shot. And so like I came back down to my fam, like the people I had been going to the bars and having drinks and stuff with, a couple months ago. Like now we were back in the summertime, you know what I'm saying? And so like
Mhm.
it was just another big warm welcome. I love Chicago, and that's saying a lot because like I am not a city girl. Okay, I am from Mobile, Alabama. I am a country bumpkin. I'm
I love
not
it.
privy to New York either, really, but like Chicago, happy medium. And so like I really was excited to go back there. I brought my jet ski. They all knew it. They were so pumped. They were like, yeah. And like I went out on the water with some of the crew. We went and had 4th of July because I had just left
I love it.
and I wasn't gonna make it back down south. But like, we went out and the crew was just like love, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. Like they made it so easy, so fun, felt like home.
That's so dope. Without giving too much away, what should audiences brace themselves for? And what do you want viewers to take from your contribution from this episode?
Yeah, looking forward to this episode. People should look forward to stuff just getting set in motion. You know what I'm saying? Like you get like a sample, little small plate of things to come. In 203, we tried to wet your palate a little bit. So, we're building and breaking some bonds and stuff like that. So like things are like shifting while also, getting set in different directions. So I think it's interesting to look out for like the things that happen in this episode, like what's the aftermath of that, you know what I'm saying? So those things, and I just hope that when people look at this episode they be like, damn, those performances were good, we felt that, you know what I'm saying? And like especially like those quiet moments, like I'm very much a let me see you simmering after that person walked away, like let me see your wheels turning in your head. So like look out for those little moments because they tell you a lot without saying much.
Really, it was a father and son moment. I won't say it moved me.
Yeah.
Um, and you captured it with narrative storytelling. They didn't even have to say nothing. It's just the way a camera moves and zooms in or out or pans or whatever have you. It's just you can feel it without words being said, and that's big part of direction. So amazing job for sure.
Yeah.
Sierra, what did
Sometimes you
you
gotta
learn?
let that camera float.
Yes, yes. What did you learn about yourself as a director from being a part of this experience?
I learned that although I wasn't a part of like the original series, that I could like really integrate into something that was like, you know, previously established, like to a great extent. You know what I'm saying? And like even coming into this world where again these characters, like Tommy had been playing that character for a decade and still come in there and hold my weight and bring new things to the table, to have somebody like that be like, yo, that was refreshing, or that was like, that little extra spark that we needed. So like I learned that I could get in where I fit in, even on like the more like legacy like show scale.
Lastly, I'll ask you, for those who aspire to be on a hit television series as Force, what advice would you have for them?
Make your stuff and show people your stuff. Like people want to know what you can do. Like Ava had inspired me to do my first short. She said, "Hey, start shooting some stuff to work your way up to an episode." I shot my first short, and then she was like, "All right, now do a feature." And you just got to be like, "All right, bet." You know what I'm saying? You have to make the stuff. I never got to the feature. I made a second short. With Lena at AT&T Hello Labs that did really well. And she gave me my episode based off of that. And I was like, I thought you said I had to shoot a feature. She said, you've been doing what you were supposed to do. You shot for yourself, me, Lena, other people. She said, you've been putting your stuff out there and I've seen your growth and stuff like that. So you just got to get out there and do it. You know what I'm saying? And show it. The biggest thing is showing it. Going to those film festivals, making those connections, just so people can see what you can do. Because it's like, how you going to ask somebody to bet on you but they don't know what you're working with?
That's right. Period.
You feel me? So give them something to bet on.
Give them something to bet on. Sierra, congratulations again. I can't wait for everyone to see the episode because I don't want to give it away, but I'm so excited to talk about it. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Joseph, as
Absolutely.
well.